Welcome back to Simply Comforting. Let us reach up to the wooden shelves of our quiet library tonight and pull a large, heavy textbook from the middle row. As we gently open the thick cover by the warm amber glow of the fireplace, a loose, folded sheet of paper slips out from between the pages and settles softly onto our lap. The paper is old and slightly yellowed around the edges, carrying a faint, beautiful scent of vanilla bean and aged paper. It is a handwritten recipe for a favorite childhood cake, written many years ago in a familiar, gentle hand. The ink is slightly faded, but every word is perfectly clear, inviting us to step backward into a memory of absolute safety and sweetness. Imagine stepping into a bright, warm kitchen on a quiet weekend afternoon from your childhood. Outside the window, a gentle breeze is moving through the green trees, but inside, the air is perfectly still and peaceful. On the clean wooden counter, all the simple ingredients are already laid out, waiting to be combined. There is a heavy ceramic bowl, a smooth wooden spoon, and a small glass jar filled with rich, brown vanilla extract. The kitchen feels completely safe, completely unhurried, and entirely insulated from the busy outside world. With slow, steady movements, the process begins. The recipe calls for a simple block of pure, soft butter to be placed into the large ceramic bowl. Next, a cup of fine, sweet sugar is poured over the top, landing with a soft, whispering sound like white sand. You take the heavy wooden spoon and begin to stir the two ingredients together in a slow, continuous loop. There is zero rush, no urgency, and no pressure to hurry. With every steady turn of your hand, the butter and sugar blend closer together, transforming into a light, fluffy cream that clings gently to the sides of the bowl. Now, the suspense begins to build as the rich vanilla extract is introduced to the mix. You unscrew the small glass lid and pour a single, dark amber teaspoon of the liquid directly into the cream. The moment the vanilla touches the sweet mixture, a deep, comforting fragrance releases into the air, instantly filling the entire room with a sense of pure warmth. The aroma carries a powerful, nostalgic weight, reminding you of a time when life was completely simple and filled with care. You stir the dark liquid into the cream, watching it create beautiful, swirling brown ribbons that slowly dissolve into a uniform, golden batter. The handwritten recipe guides us to the next simple step. One by one, fresh eggs are cracked into the bowl, their rich yellow centers blending smoothly into the golden batter. Next comes a cup of soft, white flour, sifted gently through a fine mesh screen. The flour falls like a quiet layer of fresh winter snow, covering the liquid before being folded in with long, rhythmic strokes of the wooden spoon. The batter grows thick, heavy, and perfectly smooth, without a single lump. The baker pours the thick mixture into a round, buttered cake pan, using a soft spatula to smooth out the surface until it forms a flawless, level circle. The oven has already reached its perfect, steady temperature, radiating a deep, penetrating heat from its dark interior. You lift the heavy metal pan and slide it smoothly onto the center rack, closing the door with a soft, reassuring thud. Now, the silent transformation begins in the dark, and the true suspense of the kitchen takes over. Through the glass oven door, there is nothing to do but watch and wait as the heat does its beautiful, patient work millimeter by millimeter. During the first few minutes, the batter remains perfectly still, holding its fluid shape. But slowly, as the warmth sinks deep into the heart of the pan, the outer edges begin to set. The cake responds to the steady heat, rising up softly in the center like a slow, gentle wave. The pale yellow surface begins to deepen into a warm, golden tan, and the outer crust forms a delicate, pillowy border. The air inside the kitchen begins to change, growing thick and heavy with the rich, unmistakable scent of baking sugar, warm butter, and sweet vanilla. The aroma spreads continuously through the quiet house, wrapping every room in a blanket of absolute comfort. It is a completely predictable and honest smell, carrying zero surprises and zero stress. You sit quietly near the oven, tracking the progress of the bake purely by the deepening scent. The suspense reaches its peak during the final 5 minutes as tiny, golden brown cracks appear on the top of the cake, showing that the inside is fully baked, light, and perfectly airy. The baker puts on a pair of soft cloth mitts and gently opens the door, releasing a warm wave of sweet air into the silent room. The cake is retrieved from the oven and placed carefully onto a wooden cooling rack on the counter. The golden surface crackles softly as it meets the cooler air of the kitchen, settling down into its final, most perfect state. The lines of the circle are completely stable, and a tiny wisp of sweet steam rises from the center, carrying the final, rich fragrance into the air. The recipe directs us to let the cake rest in absolute stillness for an hour before it can be divided. This is a moment of peaceful suspense, where the heat slowly leaves the pan and the structure becomes entirely solid and calm. As the afternoon light begins to soften outside the window, transitioning into a quiet, purple twilight, you watch the cake rest. The kitchen returns to its natural state of total stillness. The dirty bowls have been washed, the counters are clean, and the only thing remaining is this single, perfect creation cooling on the wood. The patience required for this step is deeply satisfying. It reminds us that the best things in life cannot be rushed. They require time, quiet environments, and absolute rest to reach their full potential. Let us look closer as the hour completes and a long, thin metal knife is lifted. The blade moves slowly across the golden radius of the cake, slicing down through the soft crust with a clean, effortless motion. The interior of the cake is revealed, showing a beautiful, pale, ivory texture that is incredibly light, moist, and perfectly uniform. Not a single crumb falls out of place. The knife divides the circle into identical, symmetrical triangles, each one holding a lifetime of comforting memories within its sweet layers. You lift a single, perfect slice away from the pan and place it gently onto a small ceramic plate. The texture is soft, holding its shape with unshakable stability. The fragrance of the warm vanilla is now subtle and grounding, filling you with a profound sense of inner peace and contentment. The world outside the kitchen doors does not exist. There is only this single, beautiful moment of simple culinary perfection resting on the table. The handwritten note on the paper has fulfilled its purpose, bringing a long-forgotten moment of childhood safety completely back to life. Slowly, the sweet memories of the childhood kitchen begin to fade, gently guiding our awareness back into the warm, safe borders of our current library. The old handwritten recipe rests quietly on our lap, its yellowed paper holding the memory securely within the fibers. The stone fireplace in front of us continues to radiate its steady, amber light, casting long, peaceful shadows across the dark oak bookshelves. The house in the memory is at rest, and the room around you is completely still, completely silent. The day is fully completed, the work is entirely done, and there is absolutely nothing left for you to solve tonight. Take one final, deep, and gentle breath of the warm wood smoke air. Close your eyes, lean your head back against the cushions, and let the quiet, unchanging rhythm of the evening carry you away into a deep, effortless, and beautiful sleep.